Hello dear viewers, welcome again to another subject here about everything Dutch. If you have an idea that you want to know about something, whether it's cultural, or it's something about a national holiday in the Netherlands, or why on earth they sit in a circle during during parties, just put them in the comments. I will look for subjects that I want to talk about a bit more, and I'll be delighted to learn a bit more like what you want to know about. But this time we are going to talk about one of the oldest anthems in the world. It is the Dutch anthem, Het Wilhelmus. Because Het Wilhelmus is one of the oldest national anthems in the world. Even though it became a national anthem very recently. So it was instituted as the national anthem in 1933, but it was written in 1570. And the current variant of the song was made in the 17th century. When it comes to age, only Japan is older. The oldest written anthem is from Japan. What is notable is that the song is written as it was spoken by William of Orange, the famous leader of the Netherlands. It is written in the way that he was looking at the Netherlands and his position of power, and it basically talks about how difficult it is for him to rule this country, especially because he wants to be there for the Dutch people. He wants to honor his country and his motherland, but he also wants to honor the Spanish king. The origin of the text is not very certain, and that's because the text is written as a geuzenlied, basically a rebellious song. But at the time when it was written, geuzenliederen or rebellious songs were punishable by death, so having your name on that text was kind of a death sentence. The text is often attributed to Philip van Marnix van Aldegonde, but it's not very clear. However, we are a bit more concrete on the date. It's a bit more solid on when it was written, because it has to be written after 1568, because it was basically a writing about the conquest of the Maas. But it has to be written before 1572, because the famous conquest of Den Briel is not in the song, and that one should really be mentioned if it was known at that time. The oldest identifiable mention of the song is from 1573. The notary Willem Verwer wrote that a Dutch soldier in Haarlem during the siege was sitting on the wall, sitting on the big city walls of Haarlem, and singing this song to defy the Spanish soldiers. And he actually had to pay for that with his life. In the 18th century, the original melody was replaced by the Prinsenmars. However, the lyrics did not fit this march song that well. So Het Wilhelmus at that time was basically used to mock certain people. It was a mocking song, and it was actually related to the term Spanish whores. It's kind of a delicate subject, but these were women who sold their bodies to Spanish soldiers just to earn their living, and basically these women were losing their income because the Spanish were defeated and the Spanish soldiers would go home. Because the Het Wilhelmus was not an official anthem at the time, it was sung on all kinds of occasions, especially by the people who were orange-minded, so the people who were loyal to William of Orange and his descendants. However, when the United Kingdom of the Netherlands was founded, Het Wilhelmus was still not the national anthem. The song Wie Nederlands Bloed was chosen as a national anthem in 1817. It was written by the poet Hendrik Tollens, and the music was written by Johann Wilhelm Wilms. However, the lyrics that were written by Tollens was not very popular. It was too dignified, too highbrow. But the lyrics lasted until 1932 to be the national anthem. One of the other reasons that Het Wilhelmus was not used as a national anthem at first was because it was considered to be not Catholic enough, or basically too Protestant, and I can imagine that there was a very good reason, because this was mainly the reason why the Netherlands was rebelling against the Spanish king. The Austrian composer Eduard Kremser made an adaptation of Het Wilhelmus in 1877. His adaptation was very much appreciated by the people in the Netherlands, and also by the by then Princess Wilhelmina. And when Wilhelmina took the throne in 1898, not Wie Nederlands Bloed was sung or played, but outside the Prinsenmarsch was played, and inside the palace had new Wilhelmus was played. And on May 10th in 1932, the Council of Ministers declared that for the 25th anniversary of Queen Wilhelmina at the time, Het Wilhelmus had to become the national anthem. This was not done by law or by unified binding regulation. It was just made public. One fun note, the God Save the Queen anthem of the UK has never been officially noted as the national anthem at all. Het Wilhelmus had some resistance initially, especially in the socialist circles. The national anthem only gained popularity in the almighty Second World War, where everything changed, because it was basically a resistance chant. Especially the 6th verse of the 15 verses of this national anthem became popular because the phrase expelling of the tyranny was used in that verse. Officially they used the Habsburg royal family, but they could use it for the Nazis as well. When we are singing Het Wilhelmus, we usually only sing the first verse, and sometimes followed by the 6th verse. I personally cannot remember the 2nd, 3rd or whatever verse after the first verse. I know the first verse by heart, but the rest is just never taught to me. And actually I think that's a good idea, because it's a very slow song and I don't want to repeat everything. However, if you want to hear me sing Het Wilhelmus, preferably the first verse, but if you want to hear me sing the entire national anthem, put it in the comments. I'll think about it. But for now, see you next time. And on May 10th in 1932, when Wilhelmina was 25 years on the throne, the Council of Ministers declared that Het Wilhelminus. And on May 10th in 1932, as a preparation of Wilhelmina's 25th anniversary on the throne, the county... I'm not mad, I'm disappointed in myself. And when she took the Dutch people don't have a the sound. And he made it in 1877. The Austrian composer... The text is often attributed to Philip van Marnix van Sint Aldegonde. Oh, almost! Ah! Almost! It was so good! But the text is often attributed to Philip van Marnix van Aldenhoven. No, Philip van Marnix van Sint Aldegonde. Okay. The text is usually contributed. The text is often attributed to. This name is killing me.